everybody, what up? Later here as always. In this episode we're back on Forza Horizon 5 and I want to do a Burnout build, but I want to do something that's not V8 powered. So I ended up choosing this, the Toyota Celica GT, the 1974 model. So this should be pretty interesting. Also, the paint that I'm using in this video is available to download. I'll put the share code in the comments below. So let's jump in and get this build started. Okay, so for this build, I want to go with a pretty powerful engine. We have a couple of swaps that we can do, but honestly, I want to go with the 2J. Right there, sold. Alright, so I'm definitely leaving it rear wheel drive. And I'm going to chuck the wide body on it for a change. I actually like this. The only thing is we got to keep the front end off the wall. Alright, jumping into here. For the front bar, it's actually alright, but I prefer it without the little nudge bar bits. So I'm going to completely remove them. For the wing, I'm just going to leave that stock. And for the rear bar, I'm going to remove the nudge bar section as well. So nice and clean. Alright, jumping into here, I'm going to leave it on the stock tyre compound. For the front tyre width, I'm going to go with a 215 and I'm going to leave the rear stock. I'm going to leave the rear rim size stock as well, but in the front, I'm going to go up to a 16 looks pretty good on this. And for the rims, I want to set a rotiforms. So there's a set in here that I want to find that look really good. These ones right here. Nice. Sold. Alright, so now we can jump into the drivetrain. I'm definitely going to go with a race clutch. I'm going to go with a race transmission, a race drive shaft. Yep. And I'm going to drop in a drift diff. Sold. Awesome. So now we can jump into here. Definitely going to go with a brake upgrade. That way we can adjust the biases and drift suspension. Wow, that slammed it. That looks really good. We'll max out the sway bars in the front and in the rear. I'm definitely not going to cage it. And we'll chuck the weight reduction on now. 2,085 pounds. This is nice and light. This should be really nice to throw around. Alright, now for the engine, I'm just going to go through and completely max it out. In the end, we're going to be running 1,270 horsepower and 901 foot-pounds at 2,111 pounds with a 56% front weight bias. This thing should smoke up really nicely. Awesome, so there is the build done. The paint's already done. I've gone over that. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that awesome stuff. It's much appreciated. Cheers. Now, let's jump in and drop in a tune. Okay, so for the tune, the front tire pressure, I'm not going to touch. But in the rear, I'm going to bring it up to 55 PSI. Cool. So for the gearing, I'm going to bring this back to a 270. It doesn't matter how I tune this. We're still going to be rowing gears. It just makes it a little bit more manageable. Alright, so for the alignment, I'm going to go with 0 in the front and 1.5 negative in the rear. The rest, I'm not going to touch. It's really good. I pretty much have this perfected now. The rest of the suspension is good. If you want to download this tune, the share code is at the bottom of the screen. For the brakes, I'm going with 100% in the front. And we'll bring the force down to about a 35. That should do it right there. And I'm going to lock the diff. So 100. There's no deceleration that we need to take out. Nice. So there is the tune done. Now let's head over to the Burnout pad and give this thing a rip. awesome. So there we go. This actually turned out super well. The car handled really good. It smoked up just like how it should have. I managed to keep the front end off the wall. The rear end, not so much. But there we go. That's it for the video for today. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, and I'll catch you next time. Laters.